Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Iron Man Issue 5 2024. I do really like this cover of Tony and Riri just kind of like flying and kicking ass. Now we kind of get a little bit of that in here, but it gets a little bit funky. So we're in Chicago, a West Side warehouse. Username, they have a Stark Sentinel. Do you want me to scan for mutants, perhaps in a humorous accent? Your routines don't scan for mutants, Iron.GPT, Iron Man's new onboard AI. Tisk, this is what happens when white people program AI. Hey, focus, Natalie. Ironheart's far more sophisticated onboard AI. I don't mind taking the piss out of what is being called AI at this point. My issue with the fact is that the GPT stuff isn't AI. It's not artificial intelligence. Any kind of artificial intelligence that Tony Stark would be able to make, even a rudimentary one, would be better than this. He would not make what all the tech bros are making as AI. Now, Natalie does have a point that there are biases and stuff that are put into those kind of data training sets and everything, but like this kind of really isn't it. It's like, it really kind of comes off as more of a fellow kids kind of thing. And the thing is, I research what goes on with AI and what these tech assholes are fucking doing. So seeing Tony kind of dealing with this, I'm like, oh god. We get better kind of stuff with Tony and linking up with like surveillance and stuff later on in the issue. I'm just like, we are not starting off at a good kind of point here. Now, I've really had a problem with the Iron.GPT thing since its introduction. It's just, this is getting to the point of, yeah, Tony would have a better AI, even a rudimentary one that's kind of like going nutty. But what we have at this point isn't artificial intelligence, and anything that Tony Stark would create would be better than this kind of thing. I am focused. Look at who's locked up here and who isn't, as we start seeing the people that are locked up. Then we get this is very interesting two-page spread where we have a lot of things kind of going on, and it's actually kind of cool. Art-wise, really is working out on here. These fucks don't ever stop at mutants. Ain't that the fucking truth, Natalie? Lucia von Bardas, you're a long way from Latveria. Strange, Iron Man, how that never stopped America from violating Latveria's borders. But I know you Americans prefer the messes you make to remain far from your doorstep. Iron Man, I need to get these people out of here and then I'll help. Go, Ironheart, the cavalry and I can handle them. With pleasure. As we see cavalry kind of like cracking and racking his shit kind of going on. And this is really kind of interesting. It's not really two-page spread, but it's 2 pages done in some very interesting kind of paneling, and I've just really got to fucking hand it to the art on this. It's really kind of carrying it, and she looks fucking terrifying. Are we really talking about foreign interference, Lucia? When I'm in Latveria, it's usually because an asshole with a metal face is trying to conquer the world. As is going on right now. Stark, you fool. My Latvian investors were eager to fund a repulsor absorption upgrade. I learned after fighting you iron people. But never do you expect your works to blow back on you. No matter how often they do. It's like, that's pretty much Tony's MO and shit. I do like the diagonality there and everything. It's like, okay. And the thing is, I understand what the creative team's trying to do with like the Latvian investors and stuff like that. It's just, you ever try and see someone try and take their kind of information that they pretty much have a real good handle on and try and put it in some other kind of thing? That's kind of the feeling I have here. It's not that it doesn't work, it's that, in that 70s show, sometimes you need something to go about like 6 inches to the left or 2 inches to the left, and then it'll be kind of alright. As we see Tony getting blasted into a wall, and the cavalry's like, fucking shit. And then she starts using, well, she's kind of got Tony's sword and shit. Tony, I have your sword. Get back in the air. I can't stop them and the cyborg. Turns out that when you don't give your body time to heal, it doesn't. But Melinda's going to die if I don't get up. Maybe I should have taken my chances in the Ironmonger, whatever Wanda's warnings. Don't pass out. I don't know what I can do to Lucia in this improvised armor if she metabolizes repulsors. but it starts with not passing out. It's like, okay. See, the thing is, Tony doesn't have. I mean, he still has access to his resources and stuff. I thought we were going to see kind of more tinkering with his improvised armor and seeing some new weird kind of upgrades. I mean, we've got the sword, yes, but hopefully we don't just like jump off onto some other kind of stuff. I was really intrigued with the Mysterium armor. And this one had a good kind of set to actually kind of be a nuts and bolts kind of gearhead kind of one. And honestly, you could have went with more kind of gearhead kind of street level focus for that kind of thing. But we'll see what kind of happens. You know what? It's armor. Let's do what armor does. And he just uses himself as a battering ram against her, and that's like, that's not good. I do like the interesting kind of way the lettering's kind of going there. Xavier, watch out. You okay? Stand away from the fence so it doesn't burn you. That blast didn't hit me, but this Hellman Circle place got me fucked up. I don't know if I was I didn't know if I was getting out of here. My uncle even used to work here back when it was Start Midwest. Xavier, what happened? I walked past the kidnapping, so they kidnapped me. Gang from New York called the Heat, but they act like cops. They brought me here, cuffed me to that bar, hit me, asked me where the guns were, where the drugs were, hit me again when I didn't know. They didn't book me. No one knows I'm here. My mama, let's get you home to her. Hey, she's got the cell open. Riri, they're coming. Good, as she's getting ready to, like, kick ass. I do like this kind of page layout, zooming in on Riri there and there. It's like, okay, she's ready to kick some ass. And she pretty much kicks some ass. It's like, okay, cool. And I do kind of like the use of her armor. The purple and gold and black really not only just differentiates her from Tony and other kind of armor people, but it kind of just brings a little bit more kind of color to what's kind of going on. So we get the blue, we see her walking up. You, the one who's still awake, what's Chicago to you? Cough, it ain't cough, saying nothing to you. Nah, that shit didn't stop y'all cuffing my friend to that bar. You walk out of here or you cannot. Or you cannot. Test me if you want to. Okay. Have it your way. Okay, the fat man found Jesus and cut us off. He was talking about Wilson Fisk and Daredevil 2023, 2 through 10. Insufferable Sarah. At least that gives us an understanding of what's going on. The robot lady staked us so we could buy this warehouse, open up shop. To do what? To finally clean up this fucking city from, shit. Damn right I know. As she pretty much like flies his ass down and then cuffs his ass. It's like, okay, you fuckers. Tony, of course, is getting blasted by the cyborg. She's like, Lucia, if you recall, I'm technically Queen of Latveria. Riri Williams. I remember hearing about that and like seeing about that. I'm like, okay, how did that kind of resolve itself? So much brilliance, so little wisdom. Kind of. I mean, it was mainly kind of the wisdom of like dealing with the Mandarin rings, which turned out to be sentient and like weird kind of space ghost. It's like, that's kind of weird. Don't fuck with that. Do you know what S.H.I.E.L.D. did before they overthrew me? They sponsored me. Like Saddam. Like, Mubarak. Like Diem. It's like, oh, okay. Interesting. What do you suppose they'll do with a black girl when you stop being useful? Shut up. You're the one working with these S.H.I.E.L.D. thugs. You're the one locking us up. The one trying to push us out of Chicago. History's full of such ironies, little girl. Okay, the same S.H.I.E.L.D. that took my home from me, powered by the same Stark technology, will aid me in taking yours from you. Ironheart, get down! Ah! As Tony kind of like blasts in to like get her out of danger. And then we see that Melinda just fucking tanks Lucia with the fucking sword. It's like, okie dokie. Okay. Not all S.H.I.E.L.D. thugs. Some of us prefer kicking her ass. Both of you, real good time to get up and help. I'm okay. Tony, you're not. I'm okay enough. We just have to not blast Lucia. I'm pretty sure these guys can't absorb repulsors. Melinda, duck! And then he does some kind of... You feeling better? Dropping these guys has rejuvenating properties. Melinda, you good? I'll be when the mission's done. Then we're good. I liked your idea about getting these cages open. I'll get Airborne to deal with Lucia. Oh my god. And then we see Art is on point as her face is completely fucked up with having a giant ass fucking repulsor sword thrown at it. So, yeah. What's wrong, Stark? You don't like what your tools do? It did kind of exactly what it was supposed to do, so... I'm not trying to comment on your appearance, but I didn't throw the sword at you. You didn't. Just like I wasn't at S.H.I.E.L.D. when they overthrew you. And while I don't blame you for being mad about that... Of course, Iron Man, what happened to me, to my country, could never be your fault. You don't destabilize us. You just make and sell the tools that can. And here, I mean, it took a little bit roundabout, but we kind of get to that. Then your clients use them as directed. So when we die, we are not people to such as you. We are a market effect. I told you, I didn't make weapons for S.H.I.E.L.D. back then. I didn't say weapons, Stark. I said tools. And this is where she pretty much has her kind of point. I do like the use of red there. She's going fucking bananas. Your satellite arrays, your data mining and geolocation software, your micropixel cameras, and your AI suites. When it comes to the machinery of order, the best weapons don't shoot. They capture, they store, they accumulate. They target the foundations of freedom. Until Latveria's only choice is between doom and America. With our homeland lost, our only tools must be America's, yours. From Hellman Circle, the heat will clear out the west side of Chicago. These shield dogs fetched me your tools. We clear, we hold, and then with Latverian money in the right pockets we build, for us. A generous of America to always be for sale. Tony, we can overload her. It's like, okay, let's kind of see what's going on there. And then we get a really kind of just boom batatas, as she gets pretty much blown the fuck up by the repulsor sword. Now Iron Man. Really good spread there. It's like, holy fucking shit, as she explodes. Y'all, did we just kill her? A little bit. And then, of course, we get Tony's AI back in the mix. I'm not reading a signal from her, but it's a metaphysical question. As Lucia became robotic, did she cross a threshold nullifying life as a concept applicable to her? Had she died before we killed her? Mr. Stark, is your AI stupid? What a gross thing to say. This is what I'm talking about. It's like, that actually is a kind of deep kind of question, Natalie. So, yes, it's like, did you or did you not? I see. You must be mad I forgot the accent. Disable assistant. Whatever Lucia is, it's her own fault. You did what you had to, Tony. I live with my share of this stuff too, I bet. Melinda, you did great out there. You pissed me off, but maybe that just means you should stay on as board chair. Keep me honest. Interested? Fuck no. The last thing I want is to be a sounding board for your bad ideas. I kind of get that. And I do like the layout as we had zoomed out and then zoom into them talking. I need to be doing this. The collapse of S.H.I.E.L.D. means we're flooded with mercenaries. Some are only doing this for a paycheck. I knocked some of them out tonight. When they come to, I'd like to offer them a better opportunity. And you need a new head of corporate security. Hire an ex-S.H.I.E.L.D. agent? Hire ex-S.H.I.E.L.D. agents? I like it. What could go wrong? It's like, could go a lot wrong, depending. Alright, Ironheart, let me help you get the rest of these doors off their hinges. I know it's a wild swing right after greenlighting a S.H.I.E.L.D. initiative, but Lucia wasn't wrong about the surveillance suites I bring to market. Places like these are their logical end. Yeah. Tony, Lucia was deranged. Don't pay her attention to her. Your gear got here by theft. No, Riri. My gear got here by irresponsibility. Mine. If it wasn't my inattention to who had access, then it was developing and selling cutting-edge surveillance gear in the first place. Kind of true. And I'm like, okay, so this is his armor war of going after the software and stuff. I kind of like going on that different kind of avenue and going for the software that he's made. What are you saying? Stark Unlimited won't make anything with surveillance applications anymore? I like my Stark Focus megapixel cosmic view. Well, wait till you hear about this idea I had for an app to bet on superhero fights. You can make good shit that doesn't involve surveillance or stupid gambling bet things. Yeah, yo, the fuck is that? What liberal shit? It's like, oh, okay? As we then come towards the end, do you really have to come face to face with the carnage you create to understand that what you do destroys people? Username, Lucia has uploaded into a sentinel. Sentinel? Oh, so now you detect a signal from her? And I said disable assistant. Definitely no more accents when you come back. I'm with you, Mr. Stark. You should really not develop AIs anymore. It's not... It's not an AI. Oh my god. I don't, like... If we had gone through a couple arcs where Tony pretty much started Ultroning some motherfuckers that were actually AI doing actual things, I would definitely take that as definitely take Natalie being like, just stop, please. So then we have Lucia pretty much going crazy. Must the scales perpetually fall from your eyes, suddenly and forever alerting you to the errors of your ways before you continue as ever, profiting as ever? Is that what your self-conception as a hero requires? Time to go. Man, don't drop me, as Tony's pretty much like helping people out and she's smashing shit everywhere. That's not everyone, but we have to stop her. If I had the ironmonger, maybe, but in this, is there a power plant or something nearby? I could supercharge the sword. Calumet energy is like 20 miles south. She'll stop everything between chasing us from Natalie. There is something we can do. Remember how we beat the Stark Sentinel we fought together in Invincible Iron Man issue 12? Oh, hell yeah. It wasn't like I was going to take a full dose my first time. I figure I have like 10 minutes worth, but I'm only going to use 5. Are you sure about this? Your improvised armor needs a lot more improvisation before it can handle PIM particles. This is our only play to stop her from destroying Chicago. And that's something she just ain't gonna do. Get everyone who's still in Hellman's circle out, even the heat guy I cuffed to a bar. Lucia, I want to talk to you a minute. And she pretty much pims herself up to like big enough to have like pretty much a giant robot kaiju kind of fight, which is like, oh, sweet. That only lasts for a little bit, but pretty good enough. You. That's right, me. Her! Whoa, she's faster than I thought. Natalie, I need specs on Lucia. All you need to know are that Westside property values are going to be when our investors take back what America owes Latveria. What America owes you? That's a long line and you're at the back of it. She's strong, but she's raggedy. And scans show no weapons or flight systems. Wow. Now, she can't take a repulsor to the face. It's like, okie dokie, crack her ass. So she can take out everything from here to the blue line when she falls. That's what she wants. What I'm going to do, she won't expect. Hey, eyes in the sky. You're too small time for Chicago, as she pretty much uses the rest of the PIM particles to shrink her ass down. And they have now captured her in a Dark Sentinel body. You really shouldn't try fighting Ironheart anymore. My associates here will find you a comfy home. No more shield prisons for you, Lucia. This is like the PIM version of a Faraday cage. Good luck getting out. Great work as always, Riri. Yeah, Ironheart. Only one thing left to do now that the warehouse is empty. No, they should be the ones to do it, as... the fuck? Oh, yeah. Are ready to pretty much tear that shit down. So we essentially pretty much get a kind of Thor Love and Thunder moment where they empower their weapons. But how? The same way we stop Lucia inside. Natalie can eject my repulsor disc while keeping them networked. So if you charge them with your repulse sword, then it's like Fred said, power to the people. Repulse sword, nice ring to it. But that all worked out, but none of this should have gotten to this point. I shouldn't have let it. When the board meets next month, getting us out of weapons manufacturing is just a start. But first, this armor needs an upgrade. Next, Doom. Alright, we'll see how that works out. Yeah, he really needs to upgrade his armor and stuff. Then we get a look at the next cover, and there's like a Daredevil thing there. And we also get Hulk fighting Godzilla in the back. So, the main problems that I'm having with this is nothing really to do with the art. The art has been on point and has been selling really good stuff with like action, character. I mean, fucking Lucia's like cracked out face is like gnarly. It's mainly down to the plotting and the characters and the dialogue. Tony trying to take responsibility, I like. But Tony utilizing a GPT and what people are calling AI in the real world isn't it, because it's not AI. Now, if it was done in a better kind of way to showcase like the funniness of certain kind of AI things, sure, but I'm researching and looking into this kind of stuff, and that's why it kind of like rubs me the wrong way when it's like with Ironheart's AI, it's like even Ironheart would be like, that's not AI, that's just a fucking automated program fucking thing that's just gonna like vomit diarrhea shit that it's got fed into it. Like, Tony's made AI for like decades at this point, and a rudimentary AI that he would have just to make sure that it wouldn't like go out of control, similar to like things that he had to deal with because of his armor being overtaken pretty much by an Ultron protocol at a certain kind of point. That makes sense. Yokasta and everything that was going on in that kind of thing. Just a rudimentary, chilled down AI. Sure, that doesn't really do much or anything. I get that. This just doesn't work for me. Now, the kind of nice potential here is Tony attempting to atone for the mishandling and misuse of his software. We've really seen him gone after that kind of stuff on his hardware front. The fuck was that? Sorry. But it's cool to look at this. Lucia had a point with that, with those kind of tools. Those tools can be made to do this kind of stuff, where people in Chicago are being rounded up and imprisoned by these assholes, being bankrolled by other assholes. It's like, fuck you. And then we just get like a giant robot fight at the end, which I'm fine with, and Riri going up Pym particle wise and then just shrinking that motherfucker down to like keep him, while the cavalry seems to be trying to build up shield stuff, even though we kind of have Maria Hill doing some weird shit in the background of like the Fantastic Four at certain kind of points. But I mean, Doom doing his Doom stuff is kind of taken over at that point, so we'll kind of see what goes on here. It's more uneven for me at this point for this run. It's not to the complete worst kind of bit. I mean, I got irritated with like a Robbie Reyes comic where he really wasn't even the main character, and we had like Phil Coulson, Melinda May, and like Laura Kinney's Wolverine, and like Honey Badger, and like Amadeus Cho, and I'm like, and Robbie was kind of like an afterthought. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't mind bringing in certain kind of things, but like I can, you know, it's not to that kind of level where Iron Man isn't even the main character in his own comic. I'm fine with Riri popping up and Melinda May as well, even though their handling is kind of a little bit different. So we'll see what kind of works out, especially on the kind of software front, and Tony at least upgrading his armor. We'll see what happens. He'll probably, I hope he just doesn't go for the Ironmonger thing, and then we'd like, hey, double fucking thing. It's like, okay, Tony, okay. But that could have some interesting story ramifications as well. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.